Hi, good morning. We're on our way to the spa. I can't wait.
I didn't expect the day to start like this. Sometimes life gives you a moment to slow down, to breathe, to appreciate where you are before everything speeds back up again. Washington has given me so many moments like this. The views, the quiet, the little reminders to enjoy today instead of worrying about tomorrow. So when Elle invited me to spend the day at the spa, I decided to put everything else on pause for just a little while. For the next hour, I wasn't thinking about money or my car or what comes next. I was just grateful. But as peaceful as today has been, reality is waiting for me when I leave. I received an email that changes everything. I have 14 days to figure out what's next. The next 2 weeks could determine whether I keep this car, put money down on another one, or somehow save enough to buy a cash car. So today is the calm before the storm. And starting now, I'm taking you with me through every single day of this journey. Oh my gosh, that was so amazing. I did not know I needed that. That was so amazing. Me and Elle are in Gig Harbor right now. Let's see how do I turn off that sound. Oh, it doesn't go off. Wait, no, it doesn't. So we're in Gig Harbor at a spa called Serenity. Elle thought of it. It is so amazing. I didn't know I needed this. You know, I got some new information about the car too. I'll tell y'all later in the video. Maybe you can give me some advice. It's crazy. I'll hold him. I'll hold him. Just a quick little snippet.
That's when you know it's good.
Uh-huh. So smoky because of the fires. Choco's chilling. First of all, I apologize to anyone who does not know what's going on right now, but I have decided to leave my apartment and no longer pay rent and live in my car. I've had this car since April of 2024. It was basically a nice gesture by this big-time business owner in Texas. I used to rent his cars on Toro. He had a fleet of cars that he rented on Toro, Fiats, all kinds of cars. But I rented a lot of his Fiats. And at first I was paying $65 a day, and then it went up to $85 a day, and then it went up to as much as $140 a day. And I was renting his cars for, I believe, like 4 to 5 months total. And he would get his cars back after I would switch cars because for some reason I would have to switch cars. And maybe because, you know, I don't know. I forget why I needed to switch cars, but I was in a different car. One time I had a Fiat Abarth, and I kept it for like 2 months. And then I had a little blue Fiat or like, no, a mint. Did have a blue Fiat, and then I had a mint colored Fiat. The blue Fiat I kept for like a couple of weeks, and then something happened to it. That's what happened. I think it needed some type of mechanical work, and then I was put into a mint green Fiat that I kept for like 3 months. And he saw that I had put 8,000 miles on his cars. His Abarth he was more worried about, because he said that was his luxury car, and I put 8,000 miles on that car. And the mint green car, who knows, I probably put 10 or 12,000 miles on that car. I put 8,000 miles on one car in a month, and that's what stopped him in his tracks. And he said, hey, I'm just going to buy you a car. Because what happened was my Nissan Sentra that I was using, the transmission went out. This was the second time the transmission had went out on my Nissan Sentra. And I started renting cars. And I asked him, because, I mean, I had opened the glove compartment of one of his Fiats, and I saw a checking balance of like $26,000. And I said, oh my gosh, I wonder if he can buy my Nissan, because he told me he's a car connoisseur. He buys cars. And so I said, I should ask him to buy my Nissan. So I sent him a message. I said, hey, I got a Nissan Sentra with 200,000 miles on it. It needs a new transmission. Would you like to buy it? He texted me back. He said, hey, I don't really buy cars in those conditions. And he says, well, I'm sorry. He said, I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted, but I don't really buy cars in those conditions. So I said, okay, that's cool. And I don't know how much time went by, but I kept renting his cars. And I guess he didn't want to just throw me out, on the streets, because he knew I needed a car. But he did not want me to keep putting those miles on his car. So I don't know how much time went by, maybe a month or something. And he said, hey, I can buy you a car. I don't want you to keep using my rental cars. And I was ecstatic. I was like, I was just so happy. I didn't know what I was going to do, because I love doing DoorDash. I love delivering. I love freedom. And I'm like, I don't want to get a traditional job, because what the money I make with this, not only is it freedom, but I make more money doing this than just being in a building, and how much money they're starting off just was not equivalent to how much I made delivering DoorDash and Uber Eats. And now I'm doing Amazon Flex. I just started Amazon Flex in December of last year, 2025. So I'm like, now I'm doing Amazon Flex, and the money is great, but then, I will get to that. It stopped being so great. And that's why I'm here in Washington State, not Washington, D.C., Washington State. So get back to him. He said, I'll buy you a car. He said, hey, what kind of car do you want? I want to get you the best car, because I know you do delivery. So we're looking at Toyota Corolla, or we're looking at a Toyota Ari.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, he pretty much like, what do you want? So the Toyota Ari, one of the best Toyotas like ever created. I forget what kind of Toyota that is. But he also suggested a Corolla. And I said, the one you think is the best. So he tried to find the one that he thought was the best. Nobody really had one available. So he found a Toyota Corolla. The Toyota Corolla, I don't know how much it was, but he told me, hey, here's the deal. You pay me weekly a lot less than you were paying for a rental. And it was like $300 a week. And he said, I'm going to add you to me and my wife's car insurance. So he added me to his wife's car, and him and his wife's car insurance. So I was one of the persons on the insurance. I thought that was so, I was like, wow, you really trust me to do that? And the whole time I was on their insurance, the past 2 years, never had a wreck, never had a ticket, never had I will say, the second day of owning the car, someone hit me. And there was some damage, but I paid for that. It was $900 in damage. All I know is they never filed the insurance. It just got replaced. I paid them back $900. But he told me, that was a crazy situation. But since then, never had a ticket, never got hit, never hit nobody, no issues, nothing. So I was on their insurance. And he told me just pay $300 a week and pay for the insurance, which the insurance was $359 a month. He told me that's what he found. But so I did that, and he told me you would own the car. And he told me how he wanted to start his own car sales company, and I would pay for the car, and my last payment would be $1. And he said I would have to pay $500 a month toward any expenses that, like any mechanical issues. So $500 a month on top of, basically it would be a total of about, he said it would be like $1,200 a month. I do remember that. Yeah. And I would be paying $500 toward any mechanical issues. Okay. And he said I would do that for like, he didn't specify how many years. Like, it was just off the top of his head. We didn't sign any papers. It was just, he said, the car is yours. This is your car. And when it's all said and done, you only owe $1 as your last payment. And he got the car. It took him a while. Like, I was scared that he was going to change his mind. Ugh, my nose itchy. I was scared that he was going to change his mind. I think he told me he was going to buy the car. And he told me this, I would probably like the end of December. Because I did not start renting his cars in December. I started renting his cars in November. And over time, I think the first 2 months of me renting his cars, he noticed I was putting a lot on there. And he told me around December, I'm going to buy you a car. And January passed, February. Oh my goodness, y'all. My phone overheated. So I'm going to hold it like this. But January passed, February passed, and March passed. And I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if he's going to buy the car. And anxiety set in. So I'm in one of his rental cars, and I'm working so much because now the weekly amount to rent his cars has went up to $130 a day. And I'm sitting here working my ass off trying to make $130 every single day. Make sure my phone. And one day, I think, I've never felt this, but anxiety just came over me. I started shaking. I started like worrying about if he's still going to give me this car. And I'm working my ass off. I'm making so much money, but I'm paying so much toward this car. And then I black out. And I'm driving, and I ended up hitting a curb. And I scraped the Fiat. It was the Mint. Was it the Mint? No. I'm trying to see which one it was. It was one of his Fiats I was driving. And I scraped the wheel. And it ruined that wheel so bad. The car was still drivable. And then I told him, hey, this is what happened. I didn't tell him that I had anxiety. I was stressing about him buying the car. He never knew that I was stressing about that, because I was just like, a month went by, 2 months went by, 3 months went by, and I'm like, oh man, he's not gonna do it. And he's not obligated to do it. He's not. I can do this for myself, but with the Nissan, that Nissan Sentra had got repoed because I had owed $5,000 on the Nissan Sentra when the transmission went out. So I couldn't drive it anymore. That got repoed because I didn't make payments anymore on that because I was getting this rental car. And so I told him, hey, I scraped your wheel. And he was like, you're going to have to pay for that. So I'm like, of course. We're still recording. Okay, make sure it's still clear. I'm like, of course I'll have to pay for that. It was was it 900? Yeah, it was $900 to get that done. Wait. He had me fix something else on that car. And I think I ended up paying them like a lot, like $900 plus something else. So I paid him back for that issue, for doing that to the car. He got the money back. He let me pay in weekly payments. So I eventually paid that off. It was over $1,000, I think. And for that and something else. So that was paid. And plus I'm still renting his cars. So paying for the rental, paying for that issue, which is no problem. That's what I chose. That's the life I chose. I'll pay for it. finally comes the time where he tells me your car is ready. So first of all, because the phone blacked out, I had said a whole bunch of stuff, and I looked at the phone was blacked out. So let me repeat that again. Make sure it's still good. Okay, we're still good. Okay. So he contacts me, and he's like, what kind of car do you want? You know, we were talking about it over time. Like a month went by, and then he contacted me. He said, you can get a Nissan, or you can get a Toyota RE, or one of the best Toyotas ever created. It's a little small car with a hunchback, I think. And he said, you have an option between a Corolla and that. And I said, whatever you think is the best option. He's like, do you want these type of wheels or these type of wheels? And I'm like, whatever you think the best option is. I want the best car. Because he's like, you're a delivery driver, you need the best car. I'm like, I want the best. I'm willing to pay for it. And so he's like, okay, I couldn't find the Toyota REs or something like that. I couldn't find it. So he found a Toyota Corolla with only 8,000 miles on it. I don't know how much it cost him, but he told me, this is your car. Once all is said and done, the last payment will only be $1. He told me that I would that I would be paying $500 a month toward he said it was a maintenance allowance. So you have a maintenance allowance, which you're going to pay $500 a month to, and on top of the payments. So the maintenance allowance, $500 a month. So he told me my payments would be around $1,200 a month. Now that I'm talking about it, he did say my payments would be around $1,200 a month. I said, okay. He said it would be a lot less than what you're paying for the rental, because the rental added up to double that. I said, okay, I need this car. I need a car. I can't get a car right now. So he went ahead. He took down everything. He said, this is your car. You will own this car. This is not a rental. This is you own it. You pay it. And he said he had this dream of starting his own car company where he was not renting, but selling cars to people. And I was kind of like, he said I was kind of like his open door to a lot of this. He said, I'm helping him out. He said, you're helping. He said, no, you're helping me out too. He said that. And so, sorry, y'all. So we did that, and it took another 2 months. Another 2 months went by, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if he's gonna do it. But then one day he emails me, and he's like, what do you think about this car? It was the car I'm in now, because those of you who know, the car was in the shop at Toyota. I just paid $1,600 to get it out. I have the car now, but we'll get to that. So he sent me the car, and he was like, what do you think about this? I loved it. It was brand new, 8,000 miles. I said, I love it. That's amazing. So he said, let me, basically he was trying to figure out some things, and it took him a few weeks after that. So 3 months and then a few weeks. And he's like, come pick up your car. I'm like, are you serious? His wife was there. His partner was there. His partner is the one who handles all of the transaction. His partner is the one I talk to when I want to pay for the rental cars. He's the one with the money. He makes the money. He's the big time. He's big time in my area. And he makes the money. And so I met up with him, his wife, his partner. And they all let me look at the car. They were like, how do you like it? How do you like the seats? Like, they were just like, how do you like it? They were so excited to get me this car. And I was so excited, you know. His partner, he was never really a smiley, talkative type of guy. If you made your payments, that's what made him smile. But other than that, he didn't smile too much. He was very matter of fact, very direct. And even he told me he helped him out at a time when he needed it and brought him on to the business, and he became his partner. That's what he called him. And so his partner was the one I pay all the payments to. So his partner, fast forward, after I got the car, I'm in the car, I'm driving the car is mine. His partner is who I would pay the payments to. And his partner, you know, every now and then I would be late, but his partner never gave me he never badgered me about the payments for like the first year. He was just like, pay when you can. He was nice. So I would say about maybe around this year, 2026, almost 2 years of owning the car, of not owning the car, but 2 years of renting the car. His partner sent me a message and said, hey, I'm going to be the new owner of this business now. I'm going to buy this business. And he's like, and I was late, quite a few times because I have the rent. I have so much stuff, and I'm so tired. I'm tired. Maybe I did kind of lessen work because I was so tired. I was so drained working so much. But then and I was trying to get on with Amazon Flex, and and I was just so tired. So maybe I was a little tired, not working as hard. But I feel like I was. I feel like I still was. And so I would say I was late on a few payments this year. And he said, hey, I'm going to be the new owner. He kept telling me that. He kept telling me almost every other day that he's going to own these cars. Basically as if he was trying to tell me, shape up or you won't have the car anymore or something like that. And that's understandable. So he and the guy who bought me the car ends up selling the company. And he's like, I'm going to be the owner. But what happens is I get this text message from the not so nice one, the partner. And it says, hey, meet such and such, the new owner of this company. I'm like, wait, I thought he was going to be the owner of this company. But now there's someone else who's owning the company. No longer the person who bought me the car. Now this person owns the cars, which now they own my car. And he's now the partner of this person. So he's the one handling the transactions of this new person. So I'm still paying him, but I'm not talking to this new person. I guess the person with the money who bought the company. He didn't buy the company. He made me think he was going to buy the company, but he's not. But he's the one I'm talking to. But now he's mean. Now he's like, you owe these payments, pay this now. And I told him I can pay, I'm paying every week. I'm paying payments every week. And I would only be like 2 days, y'all, I wasn't much late. I was maybe 2 days, maybe a week late from a weekly payment. But and maybe there was moments where, okay, I need at least 2 weeks, okay? But now it's like he's telling me to shape up, and I'm shaping up. And maybe I'm a day or two late. I can't even be a day or two late. Recently, I found out he also manages other cars, and this girl's dad died, and he wouldn't even let her be late. She was like, I need a week or something. He's like, no. Anyway, and that's his prerogative. He can do what he wants to do, But he doesn't own the cars. Somebody else owns them. So I don't know. He becomes meaner. He's like meaner now, And so let me make sure I stay on track. Make sure I stay on track. And so he's like, so recently, I don't know. I just I'm like, I'm paying $1,500 a month. Once the company is sold, the payments are now $1,500 a month, almost $1,600. And I'm like, that's not what we agreed to. And he's like, well, those agreement terms don't matter anymore. The company is owned by somebody new. That don't matter no more. And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, oh, and you won't be owning the car anymore. It's just a rental car. Sorry. Those old terms don't matter. So I sent him all the messages that me and the person who bought me the car sent. He said I would be owning the car. He said I would have a maintenance fund. Oh, your maintenance fund was used when you wrecked the car. So the second day that I got the Toyota, someone hit me, and I ended up paying them $900 for those repairs. They paid for it, and then I just paid them back. The one with the money, who had all the money, paid for it, and I just paid him back. And he was like, oh no, you lost that maintenance when you wrecked the car. I'm like, I paid that back though. And that wasn't the arrangement. The arrangement was maintenance fund $500 a month. And it has to get up to $2,000 before I can use it on any maintenance. That's what the agreement was. And then I would just keep paying that toward any maintenance so that I would have a fund for that. But he's like, no, you lost that when you wrecked the car. I'm like, but I paid that back. $900. And so he's like, either give the car back or make the payments. Just matter of fact like that. And then I said something back. He's like, why are you trying to gaslight me? And he starts cussing and stuff. And he's really like so mean. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then we come to Washington because I need to make more money. Now I need to make more money because now I got this car. I'm trying not to lose it. I give up my apartment. I'm living in this car. And I come to Washington and I try to make more money here, and it works. I'm making more money now, and now the car, the fuel injection system gives me a problem. And I take it to so many mechanics. Well, first of all, we didn't know it was the fuel injection system. I got the spark plugs replaced, and then the car started doing something weird. As soon as I got the spark plugs replaced, it was shaking, and I told them, hey, why is the car shaking right after you fix it? So they did something, and the shaking stopped, but then there's the issue that brought me to the mechanic, which is the putting up hills and the sputtering and the car kind of jerking. It's still happening. So I take the car to a mechanic 4 times. He test drives the car. He switches the coils. And then I take the car into Chinese mechanic, and they do a diagnostic. They say it's not the coils, it's not the sparks. So then I'm like, he's like, it could be the fuel injection system. And he says, but get it clean before you get it replaced. So I take the car to Toyota. Toyota cleans the fuel injection system. They offer me a loaner because it took about 3 hours. And she offered me the loaner twice. And the second time she offered me the loaner, I accepted. But then 30 minutes later, my car's ready. And I'm like, she says, okay, do you want to take the loaner still? I'm like, yes, I still want to take the loaner. So this was a blessing because I kept the loaner for like a week. I was only supposed to keep the loaner for a day. And then I tell her, hey, can you guys replace the wheel bearing on it? I said, can you guys replace the wheel bearing? Sorry, guys. Let me make sure. I want to make sure you see me. And she was like, yeah, we can replace the wheel bearing. The front wheel bearing they replaced, it cost $1,028. And I said, well, I need more time. I need a few more days with the loaner. And she's like, okay, I'll give you 3 more days. So I got 3 days with the loaner. Then when the day comes to pick up the loaner, I only have $1,300. So I'm like, and y'all can say, why don't I have more money and all this and that? And it's like, why? Listen, those of you who are rich, you got money, you make money. I wish I would have made better choices growing up. I wish I would have did better like you, and I would have been better with my finances. But this is why I gave up my apartment, because at 44, I want to start over. I want to do better. You know, I moved around so that I can, you say get a job, and I'm like, I'm making good money, but I'm giving it all to my apartment. I'm giving it all to the car. So I'm like, let me give up one of those. So I give up that, come to Washington to make more money and be in cooler weather. And I also want freedom. I also want to be mentally, like, I want to be happy about my life. I want to be mentally and physically happy about what I'm doing in life. And so I want all of these things. And so I come to Washington, and then this issue with the car, and it was gas. It was the difference with gas here and the altitude, I guess. And so they fixed the wheel bearing. She's like, you need another wheel bearing done. It's going to cost $2,000. And I'm like, just fix the one wheel bearing. I can't afford that right now unless y'all give me until August 4th. She's like, we can't let you have the car that long. So I'm like, okay, I'll come pick the car up Friday. So Friday gets here, and I still don't have the money. I'm like, I need until Monday. She's like, I don't know if we can give you till Monday. I'm like, well, I need until Monday. And I'm thinking, well, I got the car, so you just gotta wait till Monday. And so she's like, if you can bring the car back Saturday. I'm like, no, I need it till Monday. And so I kept the car until Monday, made the money I needed. I made it $1,600. And then Elle's like, let's go have a spa day. And I'm like, Elle, I gotta work, and I'm like, I can't have fun right now. I'm mentally going crazy. I'm losing my mind. And Elle's like, you need this. And so Monday, which you saw in the beginning of the video, we go and we have a spa day. I get my nails. I didn't get nail polish because I'm just in this mode right now where I just clean it up. Just clean it up. That's all that matters right now. And so we did that. I know, stop messing with it. I know. So we did that. It was an amazing day. We went out to eat, which you saw. It was so fun. I needed it so bad. The massage, I got a massage at the spa. We went into the, what is that? The red light. It was called the jacuzzi. It was a red light and all that. It was amazing. And I just felt so amazing. I dreamed of days like that. I dreamed of having dinner. I dreamed of, just relaxing and having an amazing time. And so we did that. And so that message comes, the day before, actually a day before the spa day, a day before I pick up my car, before I pay for my car, I get this message that says, okay, you have 14 days or you're going to hear from my lawyer. Because I told them I need to pay for this. I need more time. And he wouldn't give me more time. He wouldn't give me more time. He doesn't own the cars. He works for the person who owns the cars. So he's telling me you're going to hear from my lawyer in 14 days. So this is the whole thing. I got 14 days. I got 14 days to make as much money as possible. You see the message here. You see the message, what he says. I got 14 days to make as much money as I can. Or else I'm not going to have this car anymore. So my goal is to make as much money as I can, put down on a car or buy a cash car. Or if push comes to shove, I got to give him the money for this car to keep the car. Now, the owner of the car also has someone she was working with. And he has seen how I've been treated because they share messages. They see text messages. He was attached to the message. They said they're going to talk to the owner, and now the owner knows I live in the car. And he said he let them know that I live in the car. He said they were devastated. They cried because of I live in this car. And that wasn't my intention to tell him that. I'm like, well, this is what's going on. This is why I came to Washington, to make more money. I'm living. He's like, where are you staying? I'm like, I'm living in the car. I'm in the car. He said, that wasn't my intentions to tell them. But he said, hey, this is what we're going to do. Since that person's not the owner, but they're making you feel like they are. They're telling you they're going to contact. He's like, I'm going to talk to the original owner. And I'm going to let them know what you can do. He says, what can you do? I said, I can do $600 a month. And he's like, well, I'm going to talk to them and we're going to see if you can do, we're going to get approval that you can do $600 a month. And in 12 months, you'll own the car. This is just what they said through text messages. And they're like, when can you make your first payment? I said September 1st. So they're going to talk to the owner, because I'm sure this person's in the owner's ear, because they work with the owner. I'm sure that person's in the owner's ear, and the owner's just probably they don't deal with all this. He's like, the owner is just unaware of this whole situation. They're just becoming aware of this whole situation because they make the money. They're not the one who's supposed to run all of this. So they're gonna talk to the owner and let them know what I can do. So right now I have 14 days. This person has threatened me with a lawyer, and then I have this person saying that they can help me out, but they have to talk with the owner. Right now, the worst is I have 14 days. And so my thing is, I'm going to work my ass off for 14 days and make as much money as I can. Because I need to make money. Right now, I only have $9 to my name. I need to make money because I did borrow a couple of $100 from someone to make the rest of to pay for the repairs. I did, and I paid them back everything I had. And so now I'm going to work my ass off, and I really don't want to keep paying $1,500 a month for this car. So I'm just going to believe that I have 14 days because this person said there's a lawyer I'm going to deal with the lawsuit. This person's saying they're going to talk to the owner and see if I can pay $600 a month. I don't really know what's going on, but I just know 14 days I'm going to work my ass off. And I'm going to take y'all along the journey with me. So for the next 14 days, I'm going to share with you how much I've made in this day and how much money I've made. And I'm going to try my best to make as much as I can. Here in Washington, the most I've made doing Amazon Flex and DoorDash is $350 in one day. And so, $350, $360. And so I'm going to do my best. And I'll share that with y'all every day for the next 14 days. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. No, I'm not going to do a Cash App. I'm not going to do any of that. A lot of you know my Cash App. It's up to you if you want to do that. But if you don't know my Venmo or anything like that, just don't. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work my ass off, and I'm going to make as much money as I can. And we'll either have a cash car, we'll either have down payment for a car, or I'll just pay them back, pay them what I owe them to keep this car. For the next 14 days, I'm going to show you exactly how much money I make every single day. At the end of those 14 days, we'll find out together whether I keep this car, buy a different one, or start over. Alright, so right now I need to turn DoorDash on. I have an Amazon Flex today. I have 2 Amazon Flex routes today. Amazon Flex is amazing here. Like, one thing for sure, living here, I don't know about you, but I don't see how anybody could be broke. You know? There's so much money here. So I'm going to try my best to do it. Alright? So you can follow me on this journey for the next 14 days if you would like to see how much I'm making. I'm going to share that with you. And this is a very unfortunate situation, but I feel really covered and I feel blessed. I feel like I will be alright. I just need a car. If I have a car, I will work my ass off. I will work, you know, but I don't need anybody taking advantage of me anymore. Like $1,500 a month, that really is a lot for a car. And I just don't want, if somebody's going to help me, just please don't take advantage of me. I really need a break. I need a fucking break. I need a fucking break. So I can... Shit. I need a break, man. I'm tired. I just want to be able to make money. Put the money somewhere where I can like save it or invest it, and just or I'm learning how to trade now. I just need a fucking break. That's it. I think that's why I'm like, I don't want to pay this car anymore. It's just too much. It's too fucking much. And I'm like, everybody is going through it right now. I'm not the only one going through it. I know that. But I'm willing to work. I'm willing to freaking do the work. I'm willing to work. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Recently I haven't, because I'm so tired. But now I got some rest and I think I can do it again. Ugh. I'm just gonna work. I thought I'd come to Washington and actually meet somebody. And so many of you, I'm so sorry if you haven't heard from me or if I haven't messaged you or contacted you. I've been working and I had this time to spend with Elle at the spa and get right back to work. You know, but the next 14 is no, like, I'll sprinkle a little play in there, but it's work, so I can make as much money as possible. But I've kept you way too long. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. But I will see you in another video. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Yeah, we're gonna be, you know, I don't know why I'm acting like I'm worried or looking like I'm worried. It's just my emotions, I guess. I'm not acting or anything. I'm just like, it's just my emotions. You know, the body's gonna feel what the body feels, but then when you know everything's gonna be all right, you know, I know everything's gonna be all right. I'm just like, I just need a break so I can make money and save money. But of course I want a life, you know. I want a good life. That's what I've been trying to do. And I meet these guys who promise a good life. Even in one of their messages, he's like, the partner guy was in a message, he was like, I offer these cars to you so you can afford the better things in life, or something like that. And I'm like, but you're gonna make us pay for it, like triple what we would normally pay for it, like. But there's also some other stuff y'all don't know that I don't know if I can talk about, because they don't know I know that this person really has been stealing money, including the payments I've been making. Hasn't been They've been stealing money. This person who's threatening a lawyer from me has been doing some illegal things as well. They don't know I know. So everything's gonna work out. All right, y'all. I love y'all. The next 14 days, we're gonna get it, and I'm gonna share that with y'all. I love you. Have a great rest of your day. If you were wondering where Chaco was, he's right here. Oh, my sweetie boy. Oh my goodness. He's getting bigger. Oh my goodness, that's gross, Chaco. Oh my God, you're such a big boy. I love you so much. Bye. Say we'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye y'all.